All right, good morning, everyone. What's up, T-Man? Good morning, Dad. Good morning, Rick. Good morning. Let's see, T-Man's on 2 different accounts. I like it. You only get credit for one person, though. Good to see you, Dad. And Rick, always good to see you and anybody else who jumps in. So I thought I would include our Chord Academy today because I just wanted you guys to see what it's like to be a part of the main membership, and I absolutely love all the people that I've met through the Chord Academy. And also, I included some friends, just people who I either know from you've purchased courses and we've been in contact. So if you're on this list, if you're on this live stream, you're getting the email today, then just know that we have a special connection. So I hope that you guys like what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about rhythm and the importance of one specific idea for the blues. Before we go into the lesson, we're going to do that in just a minute. I want you guys to know that I want to thank all of you who have started sending in donations for the software. Our goal is $219. I told you that the old software not only doesn't work anymore, I had to switch to I couldn't use it on the old computer, and so on my newer computer, which is PC, we're re-getting that license, and I went ahead on faith and just got it. So some donations have already been coming in, and I want to thank you, sincerely thank you for that. And I hope that you have really enjoyed the backing tracks I've already started making, and I'll mention it just a few more times. But again, I told you guys I would get the software anyway, and just as an investment. But if you wanted to help out, that I would really appreciate. So thank you, sincere thank you to all of you who who have donated, and anybody still wanting to donate. It doesn't matter the amount, and if you can't donate, that's okay too. But it's in the links are in the description. I'm just going to tell you this really quickly, just so you have clarity. You can use the Venmo it's at Bob Taylor Music. Cash App is the same thing, Bob Taylor Music, and PayPal is iMusic Acad, or you can go paypal.me/iMusic Academy. All these links are in the description, and so any amount is greatly appreciated. All right, let's dig in. I love these backing tracks we've been creating, and we're going to talk about the one specifically using a simple blues, but this applies to every kind of jazz, blues, or anything you could ever imagine. Let me go back to I'm trying to find our window where I can look at the chat. Just give me 1 second. That's not it. Let's go, maybe it's here. Okay, and we're back. Awesome. Yeah, Akshay's Blues. So Akshay's Blues has this idea of it's within the octave, and then it comes up and it does a really nice thing, and then it does. And we're going to use that idea with this idea in the left hand. Now let's go ahead and let's pull up Akshay's Blues. Just a couple of little housekeeping things inside the Google folder for Chord Academy, which we will have our normal Chord Academy lesson tomorrow. I put a bunch of stuff in there this week for everyone. I put backing tracks in all keys. I put several different PDFs. I put the Auld Lang Syne in there as well. And so just know that that is full of things for you to practice. Okay, let me get to our folder here. Too many windows open right now. Okay, I know which one I have to bring up again. Let's try this. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that, and there it is right there. Okay, so inside Chord Academy folder, you guys need to know we have this. And again, the backing tracks software that I have updated, all your donations go toward this right here. So like you have this 251 cycle, and all of these you don't have to watch any ads or anything. These are just ready to go. And here's some training I did where I'm literally playing the chords for you and showing you every single key. So to me, this is a game changer for us in 2025. All right, Akshay's Shape of the Blues is this. does a little blues turnaround. Da-da-da-da-da. And I put this in the email for everyone, so you guys have that to work on. And it looks like there's one little error here on the right side of the PDF. It looks kind of smushed in there. I'm going to try to find the original update of that. So it's a little bit crowded looking, but we can fix that. There's another chart that's more updated than that. Then we have the Auld Lang Syne. That was from the lessons we did this week. And you hear me playing along with it. Anybody who donates is going to get this chart. Just email me. Well, let's see. I think $50 has come in. Trying to get. So everything is written out. That whole thing. You have Chord Academy backing track right here. This is just your 2 5s, so you can practice yourself. And you're going to be able to use this rhythm that we're doing today. And let's just go ahead and let me just show you how this rhythm sounds, and then we'll talk about it. So for G minor, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 2, and 3, and 4. All right, so we have one specific rhythm to tackle today, and you guys are going to love it. Then you have the Auld Lang Syne. You have the PDF that's all written out, and then which I love these voicings. Like it sounds amazing. And then you have the practice track. So all of that's in Chord Academy inside the folder 2024 1231. All right, now let's dig into how does this even relate to this week and today. We're going over this rhythm right here. So when it comes to feeling good about playing the blues, one thing that we all struggle with is rhythm, right? Can everybody put a yes? I struggle with rhythm. Just put a yes, because I want to talk about how learning this one thing can take your playing to, I just kind of enjoy playing a little bit, but there's something that's missing, and I'm telling you, it's rhythm. So everyone can either put yes, you struggle with it, or just put R for rhythm. Yeah, rhythm. And I had the same problem as well. So for years when I was playing, I was a ballad guy, and I still am a ballad guy. I love ballads. I love melody. So, I'm constantly writing songs for our groups. I absolutely love melody, but it wasn't until I started thinking about rhythm and tackling the problem of rhythm that I started to feel good about my playing. So sometimes, let's say if I was playing a blues, I might do it like this. I'm going back to when I used to play earlier. So I would play fancy things, let's just say the blues scale, but I didn't have a lot going on the left hand, and I could be playing even trio gigs, and I would play the chords and everything, but I wasn't really swinging in the band. My right hand might be feeling like it's swinging, but the left hand wasn't swinging. So what I want to do is tell you and show you some of the things that really helped me out. Now, in Academy's blues, you have this rhythm right here. You have 1 and 2 and 3. So it's a short, and it starts on 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Repetition is your friend. Yes, Rick has been paying attention. One of our newer members, which Rick, I feel like I've known you forever, Rick. It's pretty awesome. So Rick gets it. Yes, rhythm can be tricky, but repetition is your friend. So one basic way to start doing it is thinking about if we are going to swing, and we want to swing, we want to feel good about all this, we have to know that the and of 2 and the and of 4 is one of our main goals, especially for today. But we're going to actually start on the 1 at first. Academy's blues does this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and so you're starting on beat 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And what I'm going to do, normally I would be using the metronome, but we're going to actually use the track in just a minute, but I want to go over the fundamentals of what we're doing. So we know at iMusic Academy that the first 5 notes of the blues scale are your friend, and it's really important to have this shape. So shape 1, we call this at iMusic Academy. And this is another thing that's important to do, is that you learn it in the key of C, but you can even use my up-down approach, where you go up a half step, and you play it in C sharp, and then you go up another half, go back down to your comfort key and then go down a half step. So if I was playing a blues in any particular key, I know that I'm going to have the confidence to play the blues in whatever key. It could be major or it could be a minor key, but I know I'm going to have the confidence to play because I can use the first 5 notes of the blues scale and put it in any different order, and it's going to sound great. Let me demonstrate that by just turning on the backing track. So this is a standard C blues backing track. Again, Vicky has helped me so many times creating backing tracks for you guys, and I'm getting into the backing track game myself, which is why we got this software. So here's an example of how I would use the software. You had this C blues 3-chord blues going on. It's on C for 4 measures, and then it's going to go to F for 4 measures. But what I'm going to do in my right hand is do an automatic pilot. And notice that all the notes still work even when you change chords. And that's another. How's the volume? Do I need to lower the track? Let me do it again with a simple 3-note chord for a C9. We have 4 measures, and I'm just doing whole notes. Going to do F, the same thing. Volume is good. Now here's the G13, F, and C, and back to G. Now we're going to do the Academy blues where it goes 1 and 2 and 3. So it's actually on the downbeat, and 2 and 3. A great way to start off, and 2 and 3 and 4. And I could go short if I want to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Notice I'm doing the downbeat and the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and G chord to the F chord to the C chord to the F chord. Now what I'm going to do is put this with the right hand and go automatic pilot. And I want you to notice something that happens. The downbeat of 1 is on the C note, watch. And the and of 2 is the F sharp. Let's do that one more time. And this is just the first step of really swinging, so stay tuned. All right, let me stop that for a second. All right, let's go over again those basics. Now, these things that I'm teaching you right now, they're helpful in every single key, but we have to start and get comfortable with the key of C. And for those of you who are at the intermediate level, or you're wanting to take it to the next level, go use the up-down approach, like C, and then go up to D flat and say, all right, there's my first 5 notes of D flat, and then C, and then B. All right, so what Rick is saying is a really important thing. Rick has noted the obvious thing that the and of 2 is helpful, knowing that it's the F sharp. So we're using a visual as well as listening as well. If I play the downbeat of Academy's blues, but I'm not playing the whole Academy's blues right hand melody. I'm just doing the left hand voicings because I wanted you to have that as a basic starting point. So we have this 1 and 2 and. Notice that the and Rick has pointed this out, is on F sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So I'm hitting the downbeat of 1, 1 and 2 and the F sharp is on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3. And if you are somebody who really struggles with rhythm, remember that you can always do slow and straight. from my classical background, I think of that often when I'm thinking about rhythm in general. I say, all right, where do the beats line up? And if you play it slow and straight, you can do anything. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. And just to be clear, I'm looking at the time. So since we started at 8:15, normally we do a 30-minute lesson on Thursday, but we usually allow for 10 minutes extra if we need a little bit more time. So we will be done by 8:50 today for sure, but just wanted to give you guys that. Okay, now let's keep going. If you're enjoying this, put a yes or a Y in the chat, something like that. All right, so here we go. If I'm doing this idea of Academy blues, but I'm just doing the automatic pilot, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3. So there's that F sharp, nice and short. Now, this is just step 1, but now what I'm going to do is I want you guys to hear something in a different context. I'm going to do, here's where it gets crazy, is the and of 2 and the and of 4 is the goal. So, Rick, you're so good at writing this stuff out. Everybody put and of 2 and of 4. You can just put 2, 4, or 2 plus 4 plus. There you go. And in music can be notated with a plus. So 2 and 4 and. And the way I like to think about it is actually the opposite, 4 and then 2 and I'll explain. Watch this, Rick. I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. This is the goal of today. Okay? This one specific exercise will radically change the way you think about rhythm, the way you practice rhythm, the way you feel when you play this. I have been getting crazy amounts of feedback, and I'm being just totally honest. One comment the guy said, he said, you know it's fire when the metronome sounds good. And all I was doing was playing a simple blues riff, and in the left hand, I was doing the and of 2 and the and of 4. You can actually start it by doing the downbeat of 1 to get the rhythm going first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So watch what I just did there. If the goal is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and you're putting this with the right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. But you can also start, if you're trying to nail this beat, and maybe you don't feel like you're as good with rhythm, but start. Peter, what is going on? Peter, one of our OGs of iMusic Academy, who is one of the most faithful people you'll ever know. Peter, good to see you. Awesome. Everybody say hello to Peter. All right, so this idea of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And if you hear it, you hear the difference, put it in the chat, and if you don't, that's okay too. Listen to the difference. If I played the notation the way it is in Academy blues, where it's the downbeat of 1 and the and of 2, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, I do that on purpose because I want for you to hear and feel that sometimes you want that downbeat. You want that chord on the downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it sure does help lock things up, doesn't it? All right, we need for, I'm going to call out a few people to check in. I want Hugh to check in. I want, I'd love for Tom to check in as well. Also, we have James Kaler, who I'd love to check in. Man, I have a whole list of people that I'm looking forward to checking in today. Now, if you hear it, think of how awesome that is. Hey, Vicky, good to see you. All right, so let's turn on the track and let's listen to the difference of those two. I'm turning on the blues track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the regular way. This is on the downbeat, so you hear it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's on the downbeat. What I mean by that is I'm doing the left hand at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm still only doing the and of 2, but I'm doing the downbeat. Now I want you to hear the difference. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I'll put it with the left hand. And there he is. On the beat. Off the beat. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, let me stop this for a minute. Do you guys hear the difference in those two? Both of them are great. And Hugh, really awesome to have you on as well. I love calling out people who, you never know. Hugh's been sneaking in on the front end, which I'm pretty impressed with all that. Do you guys hear the difference? This is guaranteed. All right, now, Rick. It's a very subtle difference, isn't it, Rick, of what we're doing? And I want everybody to stay with me because I'm going to show you exercises to lock this up. And I'm actually going to, I sent you guys Academy Blues, but we're going to use this next week on talking about rhythm and the way these exercises work. I've actually already begun creating little etudes for you guys to help you with all of this. We're going to talk about it and keep talking about it till the remainder of this lesson. Okay, so listen to this. Please lock hands. Yeah, that's exactly right. So watch this, everyone. Let's go back to automatic pilot for a minute. Here is our voicing, 3 flat 7 9 and our C blues scale. And we're going up down. So watch this. We're going to do it very slowly. Let's first do the rhythm of Academy's left hand blues. So we go 1 and so on the downbeat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and I'm playing this as straight as can be. Okay, everybody put straight in the chat. I want to keep you guys active, but I want you to really take in what I'm saying. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's no swinging going on. It's just me doing very slow and straight. My downbeat gets the C, and my and of 2 gets the F sharp. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, now put that as a tip. I mean, write it out, whatever you have to do to say, this is one of the things I'm going to practice. Okay, you're going to write that out. You're going to practice it. Another thing you can do is do a left hand only. You have 3 chords you have to learn, right, for this simple blues. You're going to give me E, B flat, D, which is our C9 chord. We do 3 of a C scale, flat 7, and 9 of the scale. And then if you go down just with the bottom 2 notes a half step, now you have an F13 voicing. Very important. It can be used in blues and in jazz. In this case, we're using it over a simple C blues shuffle tune, which sounds great. F13 sounds great. I love that sound. Back to C9, and then we're going to go our G13 chord, which is flat 7 of a G scale, the 3rd note, and the 13. How do you even find the flat 7 of any note? Just go down a whole step. If you go down a half step, that's your major 7, but you want a whole step. So I go flat 7, 3, and 13. And why do I call that a 13 and not the 6th of a G major scale? Because I have the flat 7. I'm adding notes on top of that flat 7. So this gets you a really nice G13 voicing that I'm playing in the left hand. Okay, so 3 chords to learn, but also I said the first thing that I want you to do is know that you can practice very slow and very straight. So we're doing the Academy rhythm right now. We're going 1 and 2 and. So downbeat is C, and we're doing F sharp gets the and of 2. Another thing that we can practice, and I will write this one out for you guys, is starting on the downbeat, 1, and we're just still slow and straight, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So notice that on the way back down, and Rick is going to like this because we locked up the hands by thinking about that E flat. E flat is where I'm going to lock it up on the way down if I'm on the and of 4. This is where muscle memory kicks in and repetition as your friend, which Rick has heard on this channel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's do it slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right. Somebody put wow in the chat, and it might just be Rick. Okay, so now what we're really going to do is we're going to build up some crazy muscle memory. Okay, over the next maybe 2 weeks, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about rhythm. So let me do a quick just to tell you guys that in addition to, here's what January is going to look like, and I'm talking about iMusic Academy. We will do some of this in Chord Academy too, but and some of you, like Chord Academy is exactly what you want, but some of you guys need what we're doing right now. I need this, and I think it's really helpful if you want to get better, that this is the kind of stuff we want to do. So at iMusic Academy, here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on our rhythm. So left hand, right hand. I still have some more tips, so hang in there. We're also going to do all of our iMusic Academy songbooks, where all of the charts that we've written out, the Oscar Peterson ones, where I've written out, everybody who is a member gets their own song. I still have new members that I have to write new songs, but it's a lot of songs, but they're really great because most of them are in the key of C, and they all teach one specific thing. And we started working on Peter's Gumbo Blues this last week again, which is one of my favorite tunes from our Academy. But here's the thing. So we're going to go rhythm. We're going to go member tunes. So we have our songbooks. And then we're also going to work on our technique. I want everybody to make sure. Yep. So I'm bringing back my favorite course that I've ever created, 50 Days to Flying Fingers. And I believe in this course more than any course I've ever done. I studied with a world-class classical pianist, concert pianist, and I took what I learned from him, and I took my love for jazz, and I created out these amazing exercises. And I'm saying they're amazing because of the knowledge that I learned, and then the ideas that I had, was able to figure out a fun way to do 50 Days to Flying Fingers. And that is what we're going to do. And I want to make sure everybody knows how to at least do the very first exercise, which is this right here. And if you need the chart, I tell you what, let me just go ahead and give you guys the chart here. Just hang with me, everyone. And let me put this in the chat, because everybody, it doesn't matter your age or your stage, everybody needs to be doing finger exercises. So let me just look for this really quickly. 50 days. One second. Even this one example will totally radically change your technique. But this thing is so much fun. Let's see if I can add this. Oh, I tell you what, I'll add it to our Chord Academy for this week. And then I'll put a link. So just one second, everyone. And I'm going to give everybody here, anybody, member or not, I want you to have access to all the files for this week from Chord Academy. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm adding this to 50 days right here. I'm going to click on it so you guys can see what's happening here. Here's exercise 1. Now, when you get to the end of 50 days to flying fingers, it is literally has some crazy, incredible exercises. But we start here, right? And what you're going to do, let me make sure you guys can see that. I'm really passionate about making sure that people are working their fingers. It's so important. So watch this. I'm gonna pull up the exercise, and we're doing this. So you have to hold the bottom note. So we're doing a C triad. Everything's written out, including your fingerings. And then you go to D and hold D and go F, G. And do it again. Hold that bottom note, hold the D note, and then you repeat that again. I'll do it a little bit faster, but I don't want you guys doing it faster. And then after that, you reverse it. Hold the top note of the C chord, G. Do that exercise every day, and I promise, with everything I have in me, that you will get so much better with your finger strength, and you'll start to notice a really big difference. Even, yeah, you tried that, Rick, because I introduced the importance of that. And it is difficult. D is difficult. But Rick, you will start to notice that after a week of doing that, or 3 or 4 days, you'll start to go, wow, this is amazing what it does to my fingers. All right, so I'm going to put this, as I just said, I'm going to send you guys this link to this folder, because we have some people hanging out that are not in our academies, which is fine. I copied you because I feel like some of you needed to have this lesson today. Okay, so anybody with the link, let me put this in there. You guys can go grab that chart. Okay. All right, it's in the chat, and because the chat disappears after our lessons for a little while, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this here. And here is the folder with everything. I'm going to put all files so you guys know. And since we have more people on, I want to say again, thank you for those of you who are able to donate to get the backing track software. I did purchase it. I've been creating all these backing tracks with that. And so thank you for that. I am still accepting donations, and every cent, even if it's $1 or $5 or $100, it doesn't matter. Every bit will go towards this software, and then I'll tell you guys. I just wanted to say thank you again for doing that. I told you that I would, no matter what, I was going to get it, and I'm already excited about the backing tracks I've been creating. All right, let's do this. There are links in the description if anybody wants to still donate. Every penny is much appreciated, so thank you for that. All right, let's end by getting focused on exactly how you're going to practice this. Let me get to where I can see you guys one more time. This is what happens when you have a few more windows that you need to have open. Okay, we're good. You can like this video if you've enjoyed being a part of this lesson too, and you can definitely leave a comment or say hello. Okay, so grab those files. The other thing is, as we wrap up this lesson, I want you to know that you have 2 rhythms that I want you to work on. It's the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the Academy rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then in your right hand, you're going to give me automatic pilot. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And then you put those together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm on the beat. And then you're also going to practice this. You can start on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you go to the E flat, gets it. And then I think Rick just had an aha moment, right, with that E flat. So it's like this: 1 together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now, if you do that slow and straight, you're going to notice a huge difference in what this does for your playing. Now, we just spent 35, 40 minutes together doing this. Imagine if this was a part of our routine where you said, okay, I'm going to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And that's the Academy rhythm. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. And I'm going to demonstrate by playing this track one more time, this blues shuffle track, so you can hear the way I want you guys to practice. At first, do Academy rhythm, 2, 3. So on the beat, 1 and 2. And left hand only. Notice how that's our friend as well. And then you go. Well, then he owes me a royalty for that, Vicky. I'm just kidding. 1 and 2 and 3. And then G, 2. I know, Rick. 4 and 1 and 2. All right, that's on the beat. Now here is off the beat, but starting on the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. And now I'm going to put the right hand with it. And 4. Just practicing my automatic pilot. And now I'm going to do the Academy on the beat. So on the beat, 1 and 2 and 3, which is also really important. Now I'm going to do the on the beat, off the beat. Watch this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. Now I have that rhythm going. So anytime I'm going to the next chord, I give it the anticipated, the and of 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So notice that I'm anticipating and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. All right, how much fun is that? I'm telling you guys. I was so excited to do this lesson today because imagine if we spend a little time doing that over and over. That's awesome. Very cool. And you got a 1. Very good. Yeah, so Rick, I'm glad that now you know the secret. All right, so, excuse me. If anybody out there wants to take it to the next level and join us, I would love that. And just make sure that if you decide that you want to switch over from Chord Academy and join the Academy like Rick did and several of you have done, I think you'll really enjoy it. And I would love for you to be a part of what we're doing. I absolutely love being a part of iMusic Academy. I learned so much just by hanging out with you guys. You love Rachmaninoff? Yeah, so do I. And I do have a bunch of, Rick, which since you like classical music, you guys might like to know that I like to arrange tunes for jazz. So like, this is Chopin. Or So I'll take Chopin tunes and make them jazz tunes. That's just a little fun idea. All right, guys, thank you so much. Again, thank you for everything. Let's kick off 2025 with these rhythms. Classical music is your default background. Very cool. That's good to know, Rick. All right, you guys have 1 minute to say goodbye to each other. And I'm thinking that somebody out there that's on this list is going to either make the switch or something. They're going to have some kind of breakthrough. And that's what my hope is, to have that. And I would love to hear from you, get your feedback on this. Let's stay focused with this idea. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the act stage rhythm. And then you have the other thing, which is the end of 2 and the end of 4, which is our January rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Awesome, Peter. Good to see you. Peter, just so you know, I've had so much fun playing your song lately because it has the Oscar Peterson part in there, which I absolutely love. Here's the Peter song. And then it goes. Isn't that? And then it goes. I don't remember the end of it, but it's something like that. All right, guys, I'll see you for Chord Academy tomorrow, ready to go. Have a great day, everyone. Shout outs. So, T-Man, again, good to see you. Rick, to Hugh, to Peter, T-Man again, Hugh, of course. Vicky, jumping in late, but always ever present. There are your files. Grab those, guys, and make sure you grab those if you're joining us late. Make sure you not only like this video, but go get all those files from the Chord Academy and have fun with all that. Practice that rhythm, and I would love to hear from you if you've enjoyed this. Maybe you don't get on our lives because you're not a member or anything. Just email me and catch up with me. I hope you're having a great day. See you soon. See you in the next video. Go practice.